official welcome back to another round of the infamous chakra cleanse. I'm so excited to host another round of this. I'm so grateful for so many of you who have signed up. There are over 70 of you on this series and in this list inside this space. So whether or not you are showing up live, your energy is in this cleanse. We're all in this together. So the fact that there are 70 beings and all of our energy is setting intention together to really just move through all of our energy centers and just clear and release is so incredible. This cleanse will just create such a ripple effect in not just your own well-being, but the well-being of all of those around you in all areas of your life. So I just invite you to really take this week, lean in fully, and open yourself and be willing to receive. All you need to do is show up. We're going to ground tonight and really just flow through all of our different energy centers. And I'm going to guide you along the whole way. And hopefully, something, really, really lands for you that you can take with you to really support you in your self care journey. I love this practice. I love this topic. I love teaching the chakras, and all of you are here for that reason as well. So thank you all for being here. I'm so grateful. So I'm just going to start tonight by giving a little bit of an overview of what this week is going to look like. So for those of you who haven't joined the chakra cleanse before, welcome. This is going to be a 7-day community challenge that we will all show up for together and in our own spaces. And we will move through really tapping into reactivating and clearing all 7 energy centers in our systems. So we're going to really learn what that even means. So if you're a beginner, you don't really know much about the chakras, no worries, you're in the right place. If you've moved through this cleanse before, I'm so excited that you're back because every time I move through this, something different shifts and I just learn something deeper each time. So there is really just this forever journey that you can continue to keep leaning in with the chakras, and it's a really fun and unique journey, very colorful one as well. So I'm really excited for all of us to experience this. So what it's going to look like is that you're going to receive an email in your inbox every single day from me. So you've received your first email this morning, and that is going to just detail and give you a little overview of what that energy center, um, the theme and intention is for the day and what we'll move through. I'll give a couple of little practices and self guidance so you can really start to tap into that energy on your own. And then I'll always link the live call as well for you to join live. If you're unable to join live, I will be sharing the video replays in addition with a resource library that we are going to kind of create together this week. So every time we have a cleanse, we have different questions. So I really like to share all of the things that we talk about and then add additional resources. So specific links and things that come up throughout the night. So if there's questions that you have, please, this space is open. You can drop them in the chat if something comes up, or if you think of a resource that would be supportive for me to add to this library. I'm more than happy to do that. In addition to the library, you'll get linked the workbook that we're going to move through this week, and you will also get a recorded chakra balancing meditation that will be available to you throughout the week of the cleanse that will also be linked on this resource page. So everything really is all laid out for you. As you also saw this morning, I sent out an email with an accountability tracker or a little like daily tracker that you can just follow along, check off the days and really track your progress. Doing that is really supportive for the mind along this journey when we really do kind of step back and bring our energies back into the body. We want to really allow ourselves to really see how far we are going. So I encourage you to use those. If you feel called to share them on social media, please tag me at Allison Madolo Yoga. I would love to celebrate you and share you with the community so everyone can see the beautiful work that you're showing up for. And I will be doing fun giveaways this week. We did giveaways last cleanse, and I'm like, yes, for giveaways. So for those of you who show up live and for those of you who post on social media every day, I will be tracking and doing giveaways at random moments on the live calls throughout the week. So if that speaks to you and encourages your energy to show up live, that's super, super exciting. What else do we have here? Oh, one more thing before we dive into tonight's practice. There are also, this is going to be unique to this cleanse as well. This time I am opening up my calendar to do one-on-one Reiki sessions, 30-minute sessions with any of you who want to add on to your experience and have a custom clearing. So what that would look like is just really bringing your intention to the session and something specific that you really want help clearing. And we could do that on a very personalized level. We can do cord cutting. We can bring cards in, anything that would really support you, any intuitive guidance and clarity you're looking for, anything that along the way comes up that you want deeper integration with or one-on-one support with. Know that that's available to you all week long. So while the challenge is now officially closed to everyone to sign up, those of you who are inside will be able to access. I'll drop that link in the replay email, the recap email every evening so that if you feel called, no pressure. Just know that that's available for you throughout the week and container of these 7 days. So you'll have that as well, which I'm really excited about. Some of you are already signed up for one-on-one sessions, and I'm super, super excited for working with you and your intentions. And with that being said, that's exactly where we're going to start this evening. So I'm going to give a little bit of an overview about the chakra system, and then we will move into what we're here for tonight, the root chakra. So first, before all of that, let's just close our eyes and really ground into this space before we ingest anything. Let's just allow ourselves to really just connect to the body and just shift our awareness into this space. Take a full breath in, starting at the belly, breathing into the heart, breathing into the mind, full big breath. Just hold it at the top. And then open mouth, exhale, let out a sigh, breathing out of the mind, breathing out of the heart, breathing out of the belly. So let's do 3 more cleansing breaths in just to really reactivate all of the energy in the system. Breathe fully into the belly, breathe fully into the heart, breathe fully into the mind, and just hold the breath at the top. Keep holding, holding, holding. And then release the breath, exhale, clearing, cleansing breath out of the body, out of the mind, out of the heart, out of the belly. Another one just like that, purifying, breathing into the belly, breathing into the heart, breathing into the mind, holding that breath at the top, just allowing that constriction of the life force energy within you just for a moment to let your system reset. And then open mouth, exhale. This time relax the shoulders, breathe out of the mind, breathe out of the heart, breathe out of the belly. On your empty, I invite you to draw your awareness to the base of your spine. And just start to breathe in and out. At the base of your spine, the energy center where your system begins, the root chakra. So just breathing into the root, activating the root, and just stirring up the energy in the root. Visualize a red light at the base of your spine, nourishing the root as you just breathe in and out. Start to sense the ground below you, and just really connecting to the energy of the earth, tapping back into the energy of the earth, reminding yourself of that support, of that resource that you have access to. Breathing in and out through the root, seeing that red light, and just letting that red light gently nourish your root. with your breath, just gently breathing in and out, allowing all of your energy just to land back into the ground. So, in these first few moments, as we enter this space, enter this next 7 days in this week, calling all of your energy back home to your center, calling all of the energy that is uniquely you, all of the energy of your highest, happiest, healthiest good, setting intention to clear and release all that no longer serves you, all that is no longer yours, all that is no longer of value to take with you. A full breath in, open mouth, exhale, and just start to come back into this space, blinking open the eyes. Roll your shoulders around, roll your head, and just notice how your energy feels, how the body feels, how the mind feels. I would love if you share as well just how you're feeling in this moment, how you're feeling this week. What is your main intention for showing up for this challenge? So that was a part of the email and practice today, was really setting intention. And I guided you to really think about what it is that you really want to show up for, what your purpose is to help ground you tonight and into this week. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But if you wanted to start sharing your intentions in the chat, um, we can kind of just hold those intentions together. So we're gonna start to flow in. The official welcome again of the chakra system. I really love to give a little bit of background as well before we get started. So the chakra system make up the 7 energy centers of the body, and a chakra is something known as this organizational center, this energy center, this center of reception where energy is transmitted to become life force energy. And then that energy is really specific to a different theme when it moves through each different chakra. And all of the energy will move and flow. Like what that really ultimately means is that energy is able to, without restriction, move and flow up and down the system, or up and down the spine, up and down the body. So your chakra, the base of your spine, the root, is where this system really ultimately starts. You could think of each chakra like a vortex, like a spinning wheel or a spinning disc. That's what the word chakra actually translates to in Sanskrit, wheel. So it describes this spinning energy that has this receptivity to really attract, pull in energy, and also repel energy. So when a chakra is unblocked or unbound or balanced, right? We kind of hear a lot of this lingo when we talk about the energy centers. That means energy is flowing freely through that center. And when energy can flow freely, it can rise up the body. So we are going to be working intentionally from the base all the way up to our crown. So we can intentionally clear away any stuck, stagnant energy, any bound energy, so that we really can have a nice clear channel to flow energy all the way up. And anything that an energy center encounters along the way it'll remember in the body. So what, again, a chakra is like this processing center for the body. And so what I said last time around that really resonated with a lot of you is to like think about a chakra as like a floppy disk, and each chakra is a floppy disk for like different parts of your energy and parts of your life. So it's going to store the programming for that theme and that energy center, that energy area of your life. And when it can run smoothly, it's going to just send signals up the body. And so really what it means to work with the chakras is to really work with your own energetic system and allow this flow and this current to move through your body so that your vitality can be at its, most positive value. So we are going to be balancing them to really work with them so that energy can flow freely and in harmony. And we're going to do that through journaling work. We're going to do that through breath work. We're going to do that through meditation. We're going to do that through the restorative yoga practice as well. So you will really be able to also tap into in the body, not just consciously in the mind, because we're going to be talking about it a little bit, but then we're also going to be really what my main intention and focus is for you to experience this energy in your body, because when you experience this energy in your body, you can connect back to the wisdom of this energy center that is available to you the moment you really reconnect with this center. Do we have any questions so far? I know that that was a mouthful. Where are we at? Give me a check-in. If this is like your first time working with the chakras, so you feel like a beginner, just drop a 1 in the chat. And if you feel like, chakras is like a part of your language, drop a 2. And if this is like your third or fourth cleanse, drop a 3. You can also do 0.5. Hello, Elise. And no judgment. You're all welcome here. There's always something to learn here. 1.25s, we love that. Beautiful, Heather. Okay, 1.5, I'm seeing 2. Beginner, 1.5. Okay, sweet, cool. Thanks for sharing. So yeah, we're gonna really get to just tap into a deeper healing this week as we pay attention to what this energy is trying to move through us. So much wisdom to uncover here. So, like I mentioned, we're going to start at the base of our spine this evening. We start with our root chakra. So, our root chakra is known as the root of all things. It represents our foundation. So, the themes of this chakra are security, safety, stability, this like feeling of belonging. So, the location is at the base of our spine and our tailbone area. The theme really revolves around survival, our basic human needs, and like physical matter. So this allows us to really feel our deep connection to the earth, not just the earth, but like to existing on this planet. And so there are different ways to really check in with the chakra. There are symptoms of balance, which would mean that this energy is in flow for you here. And there are also, ways to really key into symptoms of imbalance. So for the root chakra, there are symptoms of imbalance would be, really those individuals who kind of struggle with weight. So if you're underweight, if you're overweight, if your weight fluctuates, that could be an indication of an imbalanced root. Feelings of depression and anxiety, feelings of fear and insecurity, right? So this detachment from safety and like our primal instincts and survival that we are safe and we are okay. Other symptoms of imbalance are a weakened immune system. You might have strong cravings or addictions that typically shows up in the root center, as well as like this laziness, this sense of laziness, or this this like dissatisfaction, unmotivation, this like sluggishness, this fatigue. So those can all be symptoms of imbalance in the root chakra. And I like to emphasize that there's nothing wrong with having an imbalance in any of our chakras. It's really valuable information to let us know what the body needs to bring it back into balance. So both all energy centers, really, you can have like underexpressed qualities and overexpressed qualities. So that's basically what we're talking about here. And then to really, where you want to get in terms of balance with the root chakra, you'll really find that you have this like inner sense of strength and like outer strength. You'll feel healthy and vital. You'll feel really grounded and stable. You'll feel really energetic and like you really have this like vitality. typically you're more positive and extroverted, strong immune support, and you will have experienced more feelings of safety and security. Finances also shows up in this root in the root chakra, as well as home environment. So sometimes when we find ourselves having instability in the home or instability in, yeah, like our relationship to food or our relationship to money, the physical, that all shows up in the root. So whether we're experiencing, more of a balance or an imbalance, we really can drop into, like I mentioned, working with this energy to support us in balancing the energy, which is really, really amazing. And the body has so much wisdom of how to do this naturally. So the beautiful thing about the chakra system is the body has everything that it needs. So while it's really amazing and beautiful to, we were talking, we had a lot of conversations last time about essential oils and all the things. I love all of that. I practice all of that myself, but I really want to emphasize that you also don't need those external things. Like those things are all really supplemental to the basic things that we really can tap into energetically to bring us back in balance and harmony in our root. So with that being said, I want you just to check in with yourself right now. Where are you on a scale of 1 to 10 after just like learning and hearing all of that? Where do you feel like you are right now in your root chakra? Without judgment, without attachment to this number, just for a personal self check-in. If you want to share it with us in the chat, you can. I'm curious to know how our root chakra really feels right now. Just like right now in today, in your life, if 0 was imbalanced and 10 was balanced, where do you feel like your root chakra energy is on that spectrum? And this really is going to fluctuate day to day, hour to hour. So this energy is always, always changing, always moving. So again, this is really just for you to know. And then what we're going to do is move through practice. And then on the other end, check back in and see what has shifted. Okay, I'm seeing 6s, 6 or 7, 3, 4. Mine feels like a 5. I was going to say, yeah. Feeling very 5, 2, honoring all of this. Yes. Beautiful. Alrighty. So moving into, keep that number, hold it to the side. We're going to come back to that. So connecting back to one of the ways that we really can start to ground is quite literally with the intention setting practice. So I just want to revisit intentions for a moment. I'm looking up, I'm not sure. Oh, I saw one intention come through. We're gonna all share intentions in just a moment, because I think this is such a beautiful way to really structure and bring a sense of groundedness before we even dive into the journal work that we're going to be doing. We're going to check in with this even deeper. So I'm seeing Alex shared an intention to come back home to her body this week, which is such a beautiful intention. So just take a moment. Maybe you want to just grab your journal, and at the top of your page, you can write, "This week, my intention is," and really just allow yourself to ground in intention as we move into 7 days of practice together. So this week, my intention is, and then I have 2 more prompts for you. This week, I am releasing. And this week, I am making room for. So I want you to think about what it is that you are letting go of, clearing away, and what it is that you are calling in. So this week, my intention is, this week I am releasing, this week I am making space for. And so I'll give you a moment just connect with that. And then when you have an intention, go ahead and just drop it into the chat. And I'll share a little bit of, I had a few intentions that came to mind that I wanted to hold in the space this week. One is an intention I always have on repeat for this community, the intention of simplicity. So really allowing you to explore and discover and really just like continue to unravel all of the things that don't serve you. So your self-care practice can be really as simple as it needs to be. So I think there's a lot of things that are just excess that are falling away. So holding that with you all this week. And another intention that I had for this space that is also a personal one of mine right now is to practice like holding sensation and feeling sensation in the body. So when we drop into the restorative practice, we're going to be able to really experience this root chakra energy or all of our chakra energies. And so I invite you to be in that intention with me, practice that intention with me as well, to really just practice feeling sensation and allowing energy to move through the body. When we're back in the body, our energy is back in the body. The mind really is more relaxed and receptive to hearing the wisdom that the body is trying to communicate back up to the mind. I'm seeing intentions come through. My intention is to trust that everything will work out exactly as it should. Namaste. My intention is presence and groundedness within myself. Beautiful, Kate. Elisa's intention is be kind and gentle with myself and others. Gorgeous. Lisa's is my intention is to renew and reset my business. That's a beautiful intention. Heather's is to feel grounded, at peace, and open to what's to come. These are also lovely. Thank you all for sharing. So these are really going to be the container of the week for you. I like to say that intention is really this like space holder. And so this is really going to give you structure. This is going to give you already this like sense of purpose and belonging in this week. This is your purpose. So, you know, when we move through life, we become disconnected. We can reconnect by coming back to our intention, remembering our purpose, remembering what we're doing right now in this moment. So that's really the energy of the root chakra, is the right here, the right now. I am safe right here in the present moment. All is well right here. Okie dokie. So I wanted to move into some more journaling so that we can continue just to connect to this energy on a deeper level. So I'm going to drop in the journaling workbook that I have for all of you that will live in the resource library that I mentioned I will be sharing with you in our recap emails. So in the chat, you will be able to click open that workbook. And tonight we're just going to focus on the first page. So let me know if you have trouble opening that. So on the first page, you'll see a few more categories that really help you ground into what it is that we are working with the root chakra. So areas of health, of home, safety, grounding, trust, stability, abundance, and this right to be here, this sense of belonging. So I am going to give you all time and space to drop into these questions. I will share some journaling music as well. And then after journaling, we'll move into the restorative practice. So just so you know where we're going. Alrighty. I'll check in with you in about 5 minutes. allow yourself to wrap up this points of this week. Yeah, we're gonna just pause here. And I was just reflecting and looking at everyone's intentions, and I was like, wow, there's just so much like gentleness and sweetness and preciousness in all of these intentions. And yeah, I just wanted to reflect how I'm already just seeing so much synchronicity and everyone's really just like self connection in a way that is like more soft with themselves, more grounded. So I love seeing that. It's so beautiful. And what a good way to really start into the week. I also wanted to share that I pulled a card for all of us tonight, and it's a very root chakra card. So this is one of my favorite decks by Lamar, and it's the universe supports me in every way. And it's just like very earthy, and the universe supporting you. I'm like, ah, that's like grounded Mama Earth energy. So I thought that that was a beautiful way to really just like set the tone for our week together. Really, that we are not just supported by the universe, but supported by one another, supported by ourselves. So really what this root chakra energy is connecting back to like, I've got me, we've got each other, and like the world and the universe has got me too. So really belonging in so many different aspects of our life. And then one other thing I wanted to touch on before we move into our restorative posture for this evening and we practice, really just dropping even deeper, is coming back to really just ways to balance or harmonize the root chakra energy, other things that you could do as self-care with the root. So the color of the chakra, I wanted to kind of just like hit through all of the other points that I skipped over before. So with every chakra, there's a color. So the color for the root is red, the color of the earth. So working with red, the color red, I see Elise has her red sweater on. Wearing colors of red and eating red foods is really nourishing. So like I had a bowl of like red lentil pasta before this call. I really love to work with color. I feel really called to work with color and really connected to color when it comes to chakras, as well as food. So I really like to lean into foods when I'm feeling really ungrounded and I feel that imbalance and that fear come up. I'll grab for a red apple or something really warm and root based. So you can think about it in terms of, working with foods, working with color, working with the element of the earth itself. So getting out in nature is a really popular one for the root, and really balancing and just even noticing, thinking about when you're out in nature, what that experience really is like for you. Maybe doing it barefoot. So how connected can you get your energy to really reconnect back to where it is that you ultimately came from, or what is really holding you and supporting you, which is the energy of the earth. And something else that's really cool that each energy center really helps us explore is stages of development. So, the root chakra being the first chakra in our system, it develops first. So, you really work with ages 1 to 7. I think it all kind of varies when you read different texts, but these are our youngest years. These are the years we were born, when we take our first breath, when we enter this world. Like, what is that state that we're in? What energy are we surrounded in? And healing with the root might call you to go deeper back into those ages of your childhood and your development. Like I mentioned, if each chakra really is like storing the programming, what it is that we learned and what it is that maybe is no longer serving us, that we are being called to unlearn or unravel, and release. So there's so many ways to like lean into the chakras. You can work with crystals as well. Really good crystal for the root chakra that I personally love is tiger's eye. I wear like a little beaded tiger's eye bracelet with me all the time. And something else you can do is work with essential oils. So any type of earthly scent. I love patchouli is one of my favorites for this one. But any type of candle that would have that scent, or just a plain essential oil, 100% oil. would be something that you can use. I also really like to work with sound. So we're going to use sound in our practice in just a moment. And I'll link the sound bath playlist that I share in all of my classes that all of you already pretty much have. But I love this playlist so much. So working with sound really helps restore the energy in your root center and realigns the vibration of the root, because all of our chakras vibrate at different frequencies. So we can really use the frequencies and the beats to attune to those energy centers. I think that was all that I wanted to cover. Does anyone have any questions about, yeah, those self-care practices? I'm curious like what our favorites are, if we want to call them out in the chat. This is where the practice becomes really unique to you. And again, simplicity is your best friend and is key. So if you know that like eating red apples is the way to go for you, like let that just be enough, and make sure that that's something that's infused and squeezed into your routine if you're really in a season of your life where maybe that root chakra energy is needing some extra love and support. Like I mentioned, it's definitely food for me. So like a bowl of lentil pasta always brings me back down to the ground. Or a bowl of oatmeal, actually. Good question, Elise. So she's curious about root foods. Is it simply being red the most important, or warm reddish foods? So it's a combination of all. It's anything that's actually grown from the earth as well, because it's transferring that earth energy from soil into the body. So all plants really are like root chakra foods, but you could do it in both ways. So I would say it's neither either or, it's both. The color is red, so working with red foods would make sense, but also anything that's growing under the earth. They also say things that are just like the have roots itself. So you've got like, you know, carrot, like think about those vegetables that like have, like you pull it out of the ground and it has roots. Those would be really nourishing. And then anything really warm. So I connect with warmth and like coziness for the root chakra as well. um yeah. Cool. And then crystals. Yes, bright red carnelian is also a great one. So yeah, with crystals as well, it would be like any of your more reddish crystals. Or tiger's eye is more of a brownish crystal. So yeah, I'm like wearing my nude set tonight. So that felt like very earth energy to me. Alrighty. Lighting candles, walking barefoot on the grass. Yes, I love walking outside barefoot. Just really just allowing like your feet to touch the energy of the soil and the earth, no matter what temperature. I guess it would be very cold to touch your feet into the freezing cold ground. Keep your shoes on, keep your socks on. Lighting candles is great too. I connect with scent a lot. So also it's really cool to learn, like, you know, I think a lot of us study like other just different, we take all these little quizzes. So you can really think about like your love language or your astrology, like what resonates with you in those energies. Like you might be someone who has more earth energy in your birth chart. And so you can think of ways that really resonate for you to connect to those energies and come and connect back to your root center. So it's going to look a little different for everyone, but I would just say whatever really answers the question for you of what grounds you the most, and what is it that your root needs the most to feel grounded, to feel safe, to feel secure. Like let that go with that. Let your body tell you that wisdom and follow that wisdom. Lean in and see and explore and experiment. This is also like the week to experiment with all of the things, play with a bunch of things so you can really see what feels aligned for you and what doesn't, and then just choose what aligns for you and let go of the rest. So permission to really experiment and let it be playful as well. Okay, we're going to just shift into our practice. I want to make sure we have time for this. So we are going to every evening also be grounding or practicing, tonight we're grounding, into a different restorative posture. My favorite part of the restorative practice is how simple it is, and really like how you can do this anywhere for any length of time. So we're going to practice all of these poses together for shorter amounts of time, but I invite you to take them with you outside of the call and practice them throughout the week, and tap into them, lean on them when you're needing those specific energies and wanting to connect those specific energies. So the first one that we're going to go through tonight is a restorative or a supported child's pose. So if you want to just shift, you can close your journal for a moment. I have two pillows near me, and I'm going to practice on the floor on my rug. You can practice on your bed, you can practice on the couch, you can practice on a yoga mat. So you can grab two pillows, and then you can also grab a blanket just for extra coziness. I'm all about comfort here. So I've got a nice furry blanket and two pillows. And so you're going to bring your pillows to a stack, bring them right in front of you, and then you'll touch your toes, bring your knees nice and wide, stack your spine tall, and then just allow your torso to fall down to your pillows. You can take your blanket with you and just drape it over your back. So you just like are super, super cozy. And then you'll just bring your right ear to your pillow, gaze to the left. And maybe you wrap your arms around the pillow. Maybe you just allow them to ground down to the floor. And then you're going to close your eyes. Take a full breath in and a nice long sigh out the mouth. Take another full breath in and then open mouth, sigh it out. And then you're just going to allow the body to lead your practice. So just breathing deeper into the body as you exhale, softening into the body. Releasing the feet and the ankles. Releasing your hips, allowing your low back to release and really rest. Your tailbone rests on your heels. Allow your belly to soften. Your front body, your back body to open. Your shoulders to relax. Your jaw, all of the muscles in your face. Just only dropping in to connect to the energy that is holding you, the energy of the earth. Letting it just hold you. Breathing in, I am. Breathing out, right here. If that mantra serves you, just continuing to repeat. On your next few breaths, breathing in, I am. Breathing out, right here. Just allowing the body to completely melt into the ground. Rest. Imagining, letting go, releasing, cleansing, and clearing, and being held by the energy of the earth. Letting it really support you, tapping into that stability, that strength of the earth. Letting that nourish you, letting that energy rise back into you. Take a breath in, cleansing breath out. Just gently shift your gaze to the opposite side, so bringing your left ear to the pillow, gazing to the right, keeping the eyes closed, just taking another big, full inhale in and exhale out. To soften these and rest. As you continue to soften and breathe here, I want you to invite the intention in that you set for this week and this journey. Calling that intention in, bringing that energy into the body. And imagining that intention growing roots. Imagine roots growing out of your tailbone, out of your root, back into the earth, reaching towards the center and the core of the earth, connecting to the core of the earth, and then sipping back in all of the energy from the core of the earth, up the roots, back into the body. Feeling that sense of safety and security and belonging with your intention, with your body. Continuing to just let the body lead as you breathe, allowing the mind to clear and cleanse and release. One more big inhale here. Open mouth, clearing, exhale. Sending what no longer serves you back into the earth, back into the ground beneath you and below you, saying thank you as you release. And starting to bring your forehead back to the pillow. Maybe you want to just massage your third eye, and eventually you'll roll your spine all the way back up. Just pause at the top for a moment with your shoulders stacked on top of your hips. You can close the eyes, keep the spine aligned and tall with the hands on your thighs. Take a breath in. And on the breath out, just find a release and a few more rounds of breath to just pause in stillness, to just listen, just reflect what came up for you, anything of value, any insight. Just continue to listen and receive. And when you're ready, take another full breath in and an open mouth breath out. And slowly blink open the eyes. Find movement in the body and whatever way feels good. Maybe you want to come into a cross-legged seat, another posture for the root chakra. Just rubbing your thighs, really receiving this energy, letting it continue to flow in. And then checking in again. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how does the body feel now, in this moment? How grounded does your energy feel on a scale of 0 to 10? 0 being balanced or imbalanced, 10 being balanced. Dropping that in the chat. 8. I had chills. Cool. 9. Wow. My energy grounded so much as well. I wasn't even practicing that the full time with you. 10. Wow, we're feeling really grounded. This is lovely. This is really powerful, and this is really we were holding that posture for 5 minutes. So this is something that I would even recommend to do for like 8 to 10. 5 is obviously more than enough, right? If it can helps you really shift. When you're feeling really restless, when you're feeling really anxious, this is a really good pose to drop into. Child's pose, right? It's like the seed, it's the closeness, it's when we're in fear, when we're in scarcity, it's this contraction of the body. It's we return to the position of really what it ultimately is of us being in the womb. So we were once a seed, right? So that it's the return of that posture that really can help us restore back into the body. So really cool, really powerful. I'm really, really glad that you all experience such shifts. This is another really great thing that you can kind of take with you is this like rating scale. I really like to check in with myself because when we live in when we have this tendency to really, live in the mind and let the mind kind of, continue to be our decision makers, we're not allowing ourselves to really see the progress and the big shifts that little things make, right? So you hear a lot of people who talk about habits and creating habits, building habits, sustaining habits. When we can really show the mind how powerful something is, the mind can really allow and receive that to continue to happen. So we are working with the energy of survival here in the root chakra. And so we're really working with like what is threatening, and when the mind can see and have evidence and proof that relaxing the body, returning back into a parasympathetic state where the body can truly rest and digest, we can experience this safety. We bring our inner safety back online. Does that make sense? So again, to see that if within 4 to 5 minutes you can feel that transformation and that shift, yes, the restless self really needed that. And so these stressful, fearful parts of ourselves get to be a part of the practice and the journey too. It's not that we don't need to be not stressed or not to be scared. It's that we get to support our being and these parts of ourselves when we are feeling those things. So again, survival mode is not bad. We need our parasympathetic mode and we need our sympathetic nervous system. We need them both. We need survival mode because when something is threatening, we need that system to kick on and our adrenaline to save us, right? So we just need to we need to retrain the body that not everything is life threatening. And we do that with the restorative practice. So that's my little spiel on that. And I'm really grateful again that all of you experienced such a shift there. So flowing into tomorrow and into the rest of the week will look very similar to this, and then we'll move through each energy center. So it'll have every evening we'll have a different vibe, a different energy. And tonight's practice really did bring us to the ground and really connect us to the earth. So you probably feel like this sense of like a lot of peace and a lot of just relaxation in the body. It's also okay if you don't experience that. It's okay if you practice restorative and you rate on the other side that you might feel more fear or you might feel more whatever you were feeling before. It's not always about improvement. It's about really connecting back to where you are and meeting yourself where you are. So I'm going to be saying that a lot on repeat this week. This self-care journey is really a practice about meeting ourselves where we are, checking in that moment, and asking ourselves what we need and then giving ourselves what we need. That's right, the meeting of where we are. So if we're living from this place of ritual and routine that is very perfectionized, and it's like checklisting all day long the self-care that we're doing, but we're bypassing internally what's happening, that's not really supporting or serving us. So I would much rather you practice this week checking in with those needs and then meeting those needs than taking in all of this information and just practicing things with bypassing what's happening internally. I want you to always check in, is it supporting my energy and giving me life and vitality, or more of my intention, or the opposite? So now that you've set intention, you really have this decision maker. Is choosing this going to add more of my intention, yes or no? The decision becomes more clear when we have intention guiding us. So do we have any questions before we wrap up here? Feeling grounded, feeling good. Seeds of intention are planted. We're all supporting each other, like I mentioned, and you're retraining yourself and showing yourself. By you showing up and showing yourself, you are supporting yourself. So again, in this root chakra energy, there's a lot of times where we don't feel like we've got ourselves, and that's okay. Right, it's just a moment in time. And so by practicing these and just knowing that we can really lean into these practices, show the body there's safety on the ground, it's a really powerful practice, and it's really powerful for your energy, because we need an open and balanced root energy in order to really flow and get really juicy up into all of the other chakras. So we'll talk about more of that in the week ahead. Tomorrow we're going to be practicing with the sacral chakra, which is quite literally the juicy one, so I'm very excited for that. And like I mentioned, you will have a recap email that will go out with the replay. So you'll be able to watch the replay. You will have a link to the resource library that includes the journaling workbook if you want to return to it, as well as a chakra balancing meditation that you can practice at any time this week. That's been really supportive to really continue to keep clearing all of these energies. I also want to emphasize that by you showing up and setting intention and really surrendering the way that you are, so much is already happening. And that's going to be like the magic in this practice, is that you don't need to continue to force action. When you allow action based from this place of intention, your energy is already knowing where it's going to need to flow based on where you're telling your intention to go. What's that Tony Robbins quote? Energy goes where attention goes. So really, by claiming an intention is telling energy, flow here. So really continue to just allow the practice to really guide you and the body to guide you this week with your intention. You have your tracker tool that I sent you as well. If you want to share that on social media, you can tag me. If you want to keep that to yourself and or make your own, you can. We'll be doing giveaways this week, like I mentioned, so be sure to keep showing up live with us. And I'm really excited to share what some giveaways and prizes I have for all of you. And again, if something comes up throughout the week and you want one-on-one support, I'll link the call link in the replay email as well. I'm really here to support you as deep as I can. So I'm really excited to connect with all of you one-on-one for any additional clearings and support. I love you all so, so, so much. Thank you for a beautiful night one. Sending all of your root chakras so much love and healing. And I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.